The federal government has expressed determination to raise at least $10 billion to increase foreign exchange liquidity to stabilize the naira and grow the economy. President Bola Tinubu, represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, made this known in Abuja at the inauguration of Public Wealth Management Conference organized by the Ministry of Finance Incorporated with the theme Championing Nigeria's Economic Prosperity. He emphasized transparency and accountability as key principles, believing that improved corporate governance, innovative partnerships, and attracting alternative investment capital will significantly increase returns.
Three key priorities are at the forefront of this agenda. Firstly, we must focus on increasing economic growth by investing in key sectors such as agriculture, manufacturing, and technology. Secondly, we must work to create more jobs for our citizens, particularly for our young people and women. And thirdly, we must attract more investment capital to Nigeria to support our growth and development. More recently, the federal government set a goal to raise at least $10 billion in order to increase foreign exchange liquidity, a key ingredient to stabilize the naira and grow the economy. At the heart of these goals is the imperative to expeditiously mobilize resources. The mandate and restructuring of the Ministry of Finance Incorporated MOFI represents a new chapter focused on harnessing our public wealth more strategically for growth and optimization. MOFI's role as custodian and active manager of the investments of the federal government now places it at the epicenter of our economic development agenda. MOFI is charged with bringing expertise, transparency, and accountability to help in the realization of prosperity for our nation. I am confident that public assets will now deliver significantly higher returns through improved corporate governance, innovative private partnerships, and by attracting alternative investment capital.
The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Waledo, said Tinubu was mindful of the pains of his administration's reform programs and was deploying appropriate mechanisms to address the challenges. He assured that while 42,000 metric tons of assorted grains is being released, with 60,000 metric tons to follow shortly as part of measures to arrest food inflation, food prices would drop in the coming months as a result of government actions and policies.
The reality is that we have engaged in major macroeconomic reforms on the fiscal side, and what really is not my remit, which is the monetary side, and it has come at a price. And at this particular moment, the cost of food and the availability of food is uppermost. And I would just like to remind us and inform us, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has always said that he would not leave the poor, the vulnerable, the weaker in society behind at times like this. He has previously released strategic grain reserves. He is currently releasing 42,000 metric tons of food grains. He has a plan to release another 60,000 tons of food grains. And this is, in addition to measures to make sure that whatever is in the stores comes out at this important time. And we expect food prices to stabilize and begin to fall in a reasonable period of time. And in the meantime, everything that can be done to put food in the markets, to put food on the tables of people will be done no matter what it takes. All avenues, all ways to help people will be done at this time. And it's just important to remember that we inherited rising prices, but we are committed to breaking this cycle of inflation.
Chairman of the Ministry of Finance Incorporated Board, Dr. Shamsuddin Usman, assured that the institution will play a more active role in the management of assets under its purview.
Realizing the significance of the moment and the heavy duty and responsibility we have been entrusted with, we have embarked on a transformative journey to ensure that our public assets are managed strategically and with the utmost efficiency. Through transparency, accountability, and sound governance practices, we aim to maximize returns, attract investment, and drive sustainable economic growth for Nigeria. Inefficiencies, underperformance, and a lack of transparency have hampered our progress as a country. As the board and management of MOFI, we want to be part of the paradigm shift. Through MOFI, we are embracing a new era of professionalized state ownership, focused on maximizing returns, unlocking untapped potentials, and fostering strategic partnerships.
The Chief Executive Officer of Ministry of Finance Incorporated, Dr. Armstrong Takang, announced the launch of a 100 billion naira project preparation fund by the Institute as part of its renewed mandate of ensuring professionalism in the management of public assets.
We have held to ensure that all the assets that are under our management deliver commercial returns. By so doing, at a time like this, our commercial entities, our portfolio companies should be able to come to the rescue of the government in terms of liquidity. At a time like this, our portfolio companies should have put in place the infrastructure, the facilities to ensure that we address issues on different sides of our economy. Agriculture, for instance, requires massive investment, not from a social perspective, but an investment. Our entities, Bank of Agriculture, Bank of Industry, Development Bank of Nigeria, need to have the capacity, the expertise to deliver on that promise.